All right, with that being said, and saying how I love compensated guns, now I want to answer a question that's been asked to me many times, and that is, do compensators actually do anything on a handgun? And to be honest, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. But I don't think so. And I know a lot of people right now are screaming, professionals use them all the time and blah, 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 so they must work. Well, I've talked to a lot of the people who use them because this is something I've been curious of for a long time. And I've had every bit as many professional shooters or semi-pro shooters tell me that the comps are more or less just a weight on the end of the barrel than they are anything else, as I have had them try to tell me they actually do anything other than the weight, through putting gases out. The way they supposedly work is they release gas and therefore reduce muzzle flip. It's like a little jet engine that helps hold the barrel down or hold it centered if they go off to the side. I have never seen anyone do a true test of this to see if they actually work, because all you'd have to do is set up two guns, one with a longer barrel and slide, one with a compensator that had similar weight and length, and then put them on a ransom rest with some sort of recoil device that measures the amount of energy in the flip and how high they flip, and see is there a difference. Someone could easily do that. Haven't seen anyone do it. Maybe they have. I've never seen it, and I've searched for it. So it seems like it'd be an easy thing to prove if someone wanted to prove it, but never seen anyone prove it. And in fact, most of the people I see sing the praises of comps usually either have an advertising deal with a gun manufacturer that makes them, or they sell them themselves. So I've always been a little bit, do they do a lot on handguns or do they not? But other than that, I've always said I like them. Sometimes I think they're just a gimmick, and I'm the kind of person that gimmick works on because I like it. Now, there are some drawbacks to comps, of course. If you add one yourself, you could be screwing up the weight ratio. You can be slowing your slide down. You can actually cause your gun to malfunction. I had a gun once that when I put a comp on it, it would not fire. I had to go get a lighter spring put in it, and then it worked. But sometimes you can run into issues adding comps on your own. I like when they come from the factory, so they're set up that way. But otherwise, the only real negative things about them is they make the gun longer and heavier. But as far as recoil goes, that extra weight at the end of your barrel actually will help with muzzle flip. Whether the actual vents do anything or not is kind of a side point to me. I like the way they look, especially like when you rack it back and the comp stays, up there and the barrel, the slide comes. I think that's a great look. I like it a lot. That's just me. I like the aesthetics of guns sometimes. But as far as does it actually do anything, it's so close to the end of the barrel that it would be so little gas that actually is affected and removed before things have already started working that I just can't do the math in my head to make it make any substantial difference, to the point where I would think that the differences made by the escaping gases in different directions really isn't going to do much as far as recoil reduction, at least not as much as the weight does. And another bad thing that they can do, especially if you have side pointed muzzle brake or whatever you want to call it, compensation, it can make the gun a lot louder for people who are off to the left or the right of you. Overall, a lot of people think it makes the gun a whole lot louder. It doesn't really change the decibel rating that much. It just redirects it in different directions, up and to the sides quite often. So that's something you might want to consider, but I don't really think that's too big of an issue, especially if it's going to be for self-defense. I don't think anybody's going to complain that, you shot the bad guy, but now my ears are ringing. If they do, smack them. But like I said, I don't know if they work. I lean towards probably not, other than being a nice counterbalance weight on the end of the gun. But I'm still a huge fan of them. I still like them, and I'll still buy them.